Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 2nd, 2022, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, Bitcoin takes a nosedive yesterday. We'll take a look at that in just a second. There's no major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, starting out with the major pairs in the Forex symbols, they're tapering off and selling off lightly. Okay, we're going to take a look at that in just a second. Look at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both retrace. Looking at commodities, gold rebounds, oil retraces and tapers off as well. Looking at the stocks, Amazon rallies on the news for a 20-to-1 stock split. That's a big deal. And lastly, as spoken before, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin selling off. And tomorrow we have NFP, so you don't want to miss that. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're looking at a 4-hour chart of the Euro USD, a nice little retracement from 108-ish level down to 106.30-ish level. It's a decent descent. Okay, we just nosedived yesterday from 107.14 down to 106.33, almost about a 30 to 100 pip, almost about 100 pip retracement. Not a big deal. We're still in, somewhat of a previous resistance, subsequent supportish area. I did say that we'll be trading within a range, okay, and this is probably the bottom of the range for now. So keep that in mind as we're looking at the Euro USD. Looking at the GBP USD also, same story. Big nosedive yesterday from 125 down to 124. That's 100 pips. That's exactly 100 pip move. So that's within accordance. And like I said, I think we're going to be trading within a range for some time. And this is probably the bottom of the range as well. Aussie dollar did the same thing, following suit as it did retrace a bit. Didn't show retrace as much as you can see, so it's relatively still strong. And as we look at a 4-hour chart, it's just holding at our 30-day moving average. Looking at a daily, it's still above our 8-day moving average, so it's just a breather, so to speak. Now looking at commodities, gold rallies back to 1848. So from week to week, down from 1828, up back to 1848, excuse me. So it's within that range. I mean, it was trading at 1853-ish level earlier in the week. So, it's just within the range, okay? Nothing to really write home about, just a basic tenet of gold trading within the range, and just everything really trading within the range. Looking at oil trading at 113, retracing back from our high of 120 earlier in the week. Now looking at the Dow Jones, yesterday we took a bit of a breather from 33,300-ish level down to 32,800. Now remember, tomorrow we have NFP, and that's an important number that's going to be coming out. So prepare yourself, okay? If the numbers come out great, then maybe you will come out of this not as bad. Now looking at the NASDAQ, it did retrace, but not as much as you can see. It's because the tech stocks are still relatively strong. Looking at Apple, it was buoyant yesterday. Looking at Facebook, also a little bit buoyant after, selling off quite aggressively. And that was the point. That was the capitulation, as we mentioned. That was an easy trade. And 196, taking that as a resistance-ish level, retracing down to 186. That's a decent move for a day trade. Looking at Microsoft, also very buoyant. Amazon was the one that rallied yesterday from 2,200 to 2,400, $200 move on the upside with this 21 stock split. The market is accepting it, okay, at least initially. It's not necessarily good news. It's not bad news. It's going to be, for all intents and purposes, it's not such good news because it means that the Amazon stock is going to be diluted much more now and giving more the opportunity for regular investors to invest in it. So that means that up until now, they didn't need funding from the public. And now it seems like they do need some funding from the public, and that's never a good sign. So keep that in mind as we're looking at Amazon as well. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, look at that nosedive, okay, from 31,000 down to 29,000, 2,000 point move. But again, we're in the range, okay? We had a nice spike up, and then there's a correction into the spike, and it's on lower volume. So I expect us to bounce off of these levels to still be trading between these two areas. So keep that in mind for today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.